realistic.
Okay, so
he's trying to get his good lighting on.
Badge has a ring light set up over there, and the cat's head is about 2 feet from it.
He's basking in it.
It's like, why would you? Yeah.
Okay, we're live over here.
Outstanding.
We are. Wow.
Great.
Wow, guys. Welcome to the OK Podcast. Incredible.
Yay!
Wow, we have with us the OG fitness streamer, the original gangster WoW streamer, the man, the myth, the legend, 475 deadlift PR today.
True. Update the stats.
Bajheera here
What's
today.
up?
You guys can exclamation point badge to see all his social medias.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We're going to have a conversation. It'll be, as you guys, if you've tuned into the podcast, it's a little more focused on just us having a conversation. And then at the end, we'll do a 15, at the last 15 minutes, we'll do a Q&A. You guys can ask questions of Bajheera and find an answer for you.
Great.
We'll dig deep.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Let me know if the audio sounds good, guys.
Yep.
This is our mobile setup, and we'll go for it.
Okay. I got to turn you up just a little bit from what I'm hearing, which is fine. We'll just move you back just a teensy bit.
And since we don't have sponsors for the OK Podcast yet, and if you would like to sponsor the OK Podcast, please contact us, info@Acrobolics or Tom@Acrobolics. But since we don't have a sponsor, we're going to give Bajheera sponsors a shout out. Bajheera.
Oh man, we got a lot of good ones, man. We get to work with CORSAIR for the peripherals and a PC setup. We get to work with bodybuilding.com. If you guys ever need a promo code at bodybuilding.com, if you guys make use of the website and enjoy it, definitely feel free to check out bodybuilding.com/Bajheera, Bajheera10 promo code for 10% off. We got a lot of different stuff, and I think one of the things that might be helpful is if you guys want to check out those things somewhat more consolidated, feel free to check me out on YouTube or Twitter at BajheeraWow and twitch.tv/Bajheera for Twitch.
Cool. And then if anybody of you guys know how to use the multi-Twitch function, please throw that in chat. You guys can watch both streams at the same content, but it boosts our viewer numbers and we look artificially better.
So, by all means, go check out their site as well, which is OK Athletes, twitch.tv/OK Athletes. And exclamation mark Juji will get you their information as well.
All of it. Okay.
On our side.
Well, let's do it. So
let's get right to it.
Bajheera, you are at say you're at TwitchCon.
Right.
A guy comes up to you who has no idea about streaming or fitness. Anything you do, what would you say?
Well, since he's at TwitchCon, I would imagine he'd be familiar with Twitch.
Yeah, maybe. It could just be
maybe
some
not.
random guy.
It's like, so what's all this going on? What do you do there? It's like, well, first of all, this is a convention being held for the website called twitch.tv, which is an extension of original Justin TV, which was formed to really house most of the gaming side of live streaming. Live streaming being where you can broadcast yourself doing whatever it is that you're into nowadays, but mostly video games. So what I do on Twitch is I stream a combination of games and games. I play a lot of video games on there. It's basically like having my own talk show with a camera and with content from video games. But then what's fun is that recently Twitch has brought in the IRL section, so I can actually stream myself training, do live Q&A during those sessions, and it's a whole lot of fun. So basically, what I do for a living is I do things I like to do and share them with other people.
Pretty much the dream.
Yeah.
Tom, your mic.
Are they?
I just gotta speak up just a teeny bit, or I can mess with this a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'll speak up. I'll move mine away.
This monitor a little bit to
the
left so that has less obstruction.
Yeah, baby. There we go.
Yeah, these Yeti mics. These Yeti mics have a.
We'll slap you right in the
You can
middle.
do this whole circular audio thing.
We got the gain cranked all the way up.
This should be good
now. He asked me if somebody has no idea what it is that I do, how would I describe it? And that was my answer.
Thanks, Nugrin, for the link. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, I think we're good on audio now.
I think so.
Now that I have 3 microphones I can speak into.
Right.
But cool. Badge, we fixed that. Pokakoru. We got it, baby.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk. Juji, this is kind of our first fitness collaboration on Twitch.
This is my
Not
first.
kind of, it is.
This is my first collaboration with somebody who really comes from the fitness side of content creation. I've done some stuff with people in the gaming side of things. But yeah, you guys are the first ones that really, I would say, come from the fitness genre, and it's been a lot of fun so far.
Yeah, it's good for everyone.
Yeah, it is. And we've only been on Twitch streaming consistently since the 1st of November. That was when we actually put a schedule out and did stuff. And It's been really fun.
Yeah.
It's a completely different ball game than YouTube.
Right, definitely.
And Instagram too. I mean, Juji is known for crazy antics, and well, it's a little different on Twitch. Like if we do something crazy, they're like, "Whoa, holy moly! This is not something that they see."
You get a whole wall of pog chants rather than like, "This guy looks stupid. Why is he doing this?"
Exactly.
There's not a lot of fuss in there. You may get some of that on Twitch, because there maybe is a little bit more accountability, right?
Yeah.
Because you're actually interacting live and can be talked back to. So
right.
the conversation sounds a little bit different when you can have a lot of positive energy rather than people fussing at you sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, Instagram is different. It's just a bunch of hashtag squad goals and squad, and Twitch you actually get to interact with people.
But
so
I think it's interesting because from a content creator standpoint, or if you're doing any sort of work that has a large part of it has to come from social media, contribution, then and for the most part, most jobs are moving more towards social media. Interaction is a large requirement of it. A lot of people don't know that the day-to-day dynamics of making that your living is completely different depending on the platform. So Twitch is, hey, I can actually see a bunch of emoticons on Badge's screen over here. If these guys interact, I can literally, they just told me that the sound was, a little bit dim, so I could actually move it. Whereas YouTube, you don't get any feedback until it's a done product.
No.
And Instagram, it's just like, it's a feed-based app. So the app is completely revolved around someone's right thumb. I mean, because it's just, and then you just have to create things for those types of things. And a lot of it is different personality types.
Right.
So coming from that, you seem to like Twitch the most.
I think right now Twitch has definitely sort of taken the lead in terms of not only the time that I spend on it, but how much energy I spend on it as well. I mean, I think YouTube is where I started. Things like Twitter and Instagram have been sort of like almost sidelined. Like I continue to do stuff with them. Instagram is one of those things I could do more. But YouTube, it started off with YouTube being the primary and Twitch sort of being running parallel, but YouTube was still like, man, this is really where the kind of content I want to create should be, and I need to focus the most on this. But over time, Twitch has sort of shifted in such that not only is Twitch more productive for me, it's also more fulfilling and more fun. So I still love YouTube. I still post content on YouTube daily. I still put work into it. But Twitch has definitely sort of shifted the dynamic in terms of it being more rewarding, in terms of like a personal satisfaction level, but also like a business perspective.
Yeah. So what's the most rewarding part from Twitch from you, other than, say, from a monetary standpoint?
Right.
Like,
so beyond being able to do something I love for a living.
Right.
I think the interaction. I think that being able to sort of see people that I recognize in the chat every day, it's like hanging out with your friends.
Yeah.
it is.
So
Yeah.
you have new people come in the channel who sort of share their response to your content. Oftentimes it's positive, it's negative, it's like, whatever. We got plenty of people who like what's going on. And that's part of the fun thing for me is I get to be myself, create the kind of content that I'm interested in creating, and if people like it, they stick around. If they don't, they don't, and that's okay. But I think the fact that I can share what I'm doing with people and have that interaction be the forefront of what I do. Like the content's there, but the interaction is what makes it special.
Yeah. So from when me and Tom are working with our new Twitch stream, OK Athletes, and we're on like their 20th stream now, Tom, 25th, something like that. We've done a quarter of 100. So the quarter of 100.
We're at the quarter.
The cool part is, for us, we have these loyal guys that come in like, you do on yours.
Right.
But we have these guys that will come in that are just like sort of like foreign entities, like germs or, like viruses or whatever come in. And we have the cool guys that are always helping us and, that support us. And they just sort of like, they gang up on that person. Just kind of
like white blood cells, right?
Yeah.
They kind of take care of the whatever sort of, negative vibes that are coming in. They're like, no, good vibes only.
How supportive is your community in that?
I think you got a taste of it today.
Yeah, I did.
I wasn't reading chat a ton because we were just having a lot of fun today, but it seemed like the vibes were resoundingly positive. And I think that one of the fun things is I do experience that. We have a lot of really cool core people who love the content, are there every day. And if there's negativity, rather than there is a negative response negativity, like chill out, don't do that, this is not the right place for it. But sometimes people can come in, and depending on how you interact with them, if they come in with kind of negative vibes because it's something that's new, they haven't experienced before, they don't really know how to be part of it. Sometimes you're like, it's okay, you can just be cool here, this is the place for that. They're like, oh, okay, maybe I will. And then you actually bring somebody in who may have been introducing themselves negatively, but then they kind of understand that it's a pretty cool place to be, and they can be part of that if they want to.
Have you ever met any of your Twitch streamers just bumped into him in like a mall or.
Oh yeah,
like,
we had that experience with you guys just at sushi. But yeah, we meet viewers when I go outside. We sometimes do meet people. One of my favorite stories is I did like a really intense leg day. And it was a leg day that I hadn't trained properly in a while because I was sick.
I gotta know what the workout is.
I don't remember it, but it was usually some sort of stupid, like really high volume pyramid thing where I start off with a certain amount of weight and I'll do sets up to a certain thing and then I'll do like a 5x5, 3x3, 2x2 and a single. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Just too much, but I can't help myself. But my legs were cramping up really bad. Like it was date day too. So me and Jenny had gone out and we were walking to the restaurant. I was having to like sit down and like let my legs uncramp. Then we got to the restaurant, ate food, and was feeling good. And then as soon as we get out of the booth or whatever, my legs start cramping up again. And so we waddle to the mall and I sit down on a little bench. And I'm like, I'm so old. Oh my god! And this guy walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, I don't mean to be rude or weird, but are you Bajheera?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me get up." I had to like really work really hard to stand up, take a picture with him. But fortunately, he knew the situation. And he was a fellow lifter himself, so he knew the leg day struggle. But we do meet viewers out and about, and it's always an awesome experience.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
I get really good at taking pictures of Juji and other people.
That's good.
That's my forte. And then when I get the picture taken of me, I just like really ham it up with the mustache.
That's good. You were telling me that you have to have like a certain look now with the mustache.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to maintain.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Anything but absolute just like drop dead sexiness at all times, right?
Oh yeah.
Must be tough.
It's hard. It's a hard life to keep that standard, that peak.
Good on you for doing it, man. Not many of us can.
We do fitness stuff. John's been doing it for 20 years or some stupid amount, and I've been lifting for about I lifted when I was 19, and this year I really started taking it serious. But
that's a big year though when you start taking it seriously.
Oh yeah,
things change. Like,
I know.
Like you can go to the gym, but when you decide that you're gonna like gain weight and get stronger,
right?
That's a different time.
Right. I mean, my deadlift has gone up from 265 to 400.
400. We saw it today in the Games and Gains gym.
Man, it was crazy. It was such a good energy.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And then so I just want to know, when did you start getting into fitness?
Oh man, I have like home videos of my dad coming home from work doing push-ups in the living room, and I was right there with him. I was like teeny tiny.
Yeah. VHS tapes.
Yeah. They may be the VHS tapes, but they may even be the little tapes you have to put in a tape and then put it in, like a little micro VHS that you put in a VHS to play it.
A digital 8.
Yeah, something real old. But I would do these push-ups where I'd lay flat on my stomach and I'd push my upper body up first and put my butt up after.
Nice.
So I was like probably 3 years old. But so I've always kind of been interested in that, watching watching cartoons and be like, man, he's super strong. I want to be like that.
Right.
And so when I was 12, I had been watching like a lot of Dragon Ball Z. Still do. Dragon Ball Z and my dad are like my two biggest fitness influences, I think. And I was watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z and I was like, Dad, one of these days I'm gonna have to save the world, And he's like, okay. So it's like, okay. And I was like, well, I need to start training. He's like, well, start doing push-ups, you little psychopath. Like, I'm not taking you to the gym. You're like 12 years old. So I started doing push-ups every day. I would be running around playing with my friends, like, oh, push-ups, hit 20 real quick. Yeah. And then eventually I was up to like 200 plus push-ups a day. And my dad was like, all right.
That's a lot.
As
for a 12-year-old?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I'm crazy. And so my dad was like, all right, you little weirdo, come on. Started taking me to the gym when I was like 12 or so. Oh. And so I've been in the gym ever since then. So it's a similar situation though. Like when you're 12 going to the gym, you're not like being I wasn't a bodybuilder. I was just going to the gym because I wanted to. And then I started training to play basketball. And then I started training to be a distance runner. So my training has always looked different, but fitness and the gym have always been part of my life. And then I had that experience that you were talking about when I was like 23 or something like that, where I was like, I think I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to like do my first real bulk and actually train hard. Gained a lot of weight and got a lot stronger, then dieted down and won a physique competition. So that's kind of the path we're on now. That's great. So I've been training for a while.
Yeah, that's your life.
Yeah.
A while is your life. Yeah. That's a long life.
I've spent more time training than not during my life, like more years, right?
My question is, when your dad took you to the gym when you were 12, were you actually like doing deadlifts and squats? And
No.
I didn't think so, because when I first joined a gym, I didn't do those exercises for 2 or 3 years.
No,
I just didn't have the mind to do it.
No, I was like my dad. He did a pretty good job like moderating what I tried to do. So he kept me in the mindset of like reps and volume over like heavy weight, and I actually spent a lot of time just doing machines.
Yeah.
Just like bench press machines, ab machines, and pull down machines.
Yeah.
And it wasn't much, but I loved it. So I would just hammer it like for an hour and a half, 2 hours while I was there.
Yeah.
Go do some curls with the big kids, you know, the high school kids doing their big weights. I'd go over there and get my 12s, like,
So you weren't afraid of what the bigger kids thought of you or anything?
It was in the back of my mind, but I mean, who cares? Like,
that's confidence, man. I mean, your dad must have instilled some confidence in you. You're just a special person.
I had real good parents. They were like super supportive, always had my back, and so when I'm like a little kid, if there's big kids at the gym, which is a relatively safe environment, it's the YMCA. Like, what are they going to do to you? At a relatively safe environment, and I'm like, my dad beat you up. You're mean to me, like. I'm gonna do my curls. You don't say that, but you also just, there's people mocking you for being 12 years old doing curls. It's like, I'll see you in a couple years, bitch.
Well, for a 12-year-old to even have that thought, to think far enough in the future like that's amazing. So, has there ever been a point in your life where you had lower confidence, or like, what's the point in your life where your self-esteem was rock bottom? So, if there ever was, you're a really confident guy.
I feel like I draw confidence from the fact that I have a really good setup and I'm fairly disciplined, and so there I draw a lot of my sort of feelings of things are okay from staying on the path that I know leads me to those feelings. But I think we were talking about this before we even started. Is I went to college up to my junior year.
Yeah.
And during my junior year, like, I feel like there's literally physical brain expansion that takes place from the development from your like 20s and whatnot. Yeah. There's frontal cortex stuff that happens.
It does.
And all of a sudden the world can get real big and scary. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to make sense of that sometimes. And so that was sort of developing as I was getting into my 20s or whatever. And so in my junior year of college, I was like, there are things going on with me that I really don't like. There's nothing like really scary, nothing bad. I wasn't making bad decisions, but I was just having a hard time doing the things that I have known how to do. So at that point was probably when my confidence was the lowest, and that's also the time when I decided I need to take a break. I need to get back to doing the things that I know how to do, that make me feel good, that give me the feeling that I'm on the path that I want to be on. So I took a break from school to get back in touch with making sure I was getting into the gym the right way, making sure I was taking time to do work that is fulfilling and felt like it sort of filled that creative side that I needed, which happened to be YouTube.
You took a break from school.
I did.
College.
Yep.
Wow.
And that was a big one for my parents to be able to be okay with that.
I
was always a great student.
Yeah.
I was always like an athlete in high school, and so things started to feel not right. Sure. And when I start to not be able to do the things that I've always been able to do well, when it starts to get really difficult for no reason, I gotta take a second and figure out why that is. And I couldn't do that in the environment that was stressing me out.
Interesting.
So I had to take a step back.
So did a step back literally mean like were you like, I'm sorry,
like mom and dad?
Were you living in a dorm or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went back, did you living with your parents for a moment? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, Mom and Dad, I don't want to waste your money. Like, I'm not doing a good job. I need to shore myself up. And they're like, all right.
Yeah.
And so got back to doing my gym thing. I went to work as a lifeguard, which is the job I had during the summer.
Yeah.
And I was working on YouTube, which was fulfilling to me. I was not only doing gaming content, but I was also doing like sit down vlogs. So, it was like therapy.
Yeah.
I could consolidate some of my thoughts and I could share them and have them be not here but out there and interacted with.
And that's what started.
Yeah.
Your everything.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's insane.
That's so cool.
That's
inspiring. I think that's important for anyone in their early 20s to hear, actually, like a story like that.
Yeah. Hopefully you can sort of learn the lessons and do what is required of you while staying in school, though. Like it's still a good plan to stay in school. But for me, I feel like looking back, I think this is probably a bad thing to say. I feel like I got enough out of school in those first 2 years, and then it was time for me to do my own thing. That's another way of looking at it.
That's great.
But yeah, that was probably when my confidence was not as or where it should be, and we made a change and got things shored up, and it put me on a path. Unknowingly, that was the path. But I trusted myself, and my parents trusted me, and it happened.
Yeah, you gotta be a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, damn right.
So when you first started YouTube, so that was You had already gotten YouTube started.
Right, I started YouTube in school because I felt that need. I was like, I'm putting so much time and effort into work that is hard, time-consuming, but not fulfilling.
Right.
And I can't be only doing that.
So why'd you make that first video? You were
dude,
just wanted to
oh
be
my
creative?
gosh,
You
yeah.
just-
So I remember the day that I decided. It's like a shimmering moment.
Yeah.
Like really important
Yeah.
thought.
What was it? Describe that day.
It was so there was a parade that day. So and I parked my car on the road, but it was like downtown. I went to Vanderbilt University, and I had to move my car to the park. And so I take my car, I drive to the park. On the way home, I call my mom, and I was like, "Mom, I don't really know why, but I know I have to start a YouTube channel and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to make video game content. I'm going to get WoW and I'm going to play this game that I haven't really played a lot before, but it looks awesome.
Are you psychic?
And I want to start this journey. Well, I had been watching a lot of YouTube stuff.
Okay,
I'd watched a lot of. I'd watched gaming stuff. I've been into games forever.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of gaming content on YouTube, and I was like, I think I could do this. There was one thought, and the second thought was, if I can, like, I used those videos. I used the time watching those videos to sort of de-stress a little bit. Mm-hmm. It gives you a chance to take like a breath of fresh air, almost. Just take a moment to chill. And so I'm watching these videos, and I'm like, if I can make videos that make other people feel the way I feel, that's valuable. So I want to be part of this. I feel like YouTube and gaming, sharing gaming content is going somewhere, and I want to be part of it. So I said, Mom, I'm making a YouTube channel. I have to.
Yeah.
And I started doing that. And I started making gaming content, like I mentioned before. I started doing like just vlogs. Like, I have to write a paper. I don't really feel like writing paper. I also don't like frost mages, like stupid stuff like
Frost mages.
Freaking frost mages. just getting in the habit of just sharing my thoughts with the camera and with whoever wanted to watch. Mm-hmm. And so I started doing that, and down the line, people started really digging what I was doing. I got more comfortable with what I was doing. I started opening up a little bit more, being silly with my content, and doing something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it took off enough that when my parents moved to California, and I was going to stay in Nashville living with one of my friends, I was able to quit my job as a lifeguard and go full-time in YouTube. And like I mentioned, the rule when my parents moved was, whatever you do, as soon as we moved to LA, don't quit your job. And of course I did. And the rest is literally recorded history. So.
The lifeguard market in LA is saturated. You had
right. Well, it was in Nashville, but I liked lifeguarding. It was a good job. You get to work out first. You don't have to wear a shirt. It's like it's nice. But playing video games is better. So.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. Did you, when you moved out to LA because you said earlier in the day because you just like the weather?
Two things is that one, I told our family unit had always been really tight. Like my mom, dad, and sister and me were like a really, really tight core group of people who work together well, support each other well. And when we split up, it was like it's important that we do this. But I did tell my mom, I was like, Mom, when I can move out to California, I will. But it was also the weather. I visited them that winter, and it was sunny and 70 in the middle of December. And I was like, I need to live here. So we came out here. Me and Jenny met, which is also another story that's fun. But we met, we hit it off great, and decided that we were going to move out, to California.
Yeah. So you met Jenny in Nashville.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna take a little quick sip of water before we talk about this story.
So you didn't move out to LA to live with your parents. You moved out with Jenny from Nashville.
Yeah, we moved here, which is in between San Diego and LA. But yeah, so if you don't mind, I'll tell the story of how we met Jenny.
No, please.
Okay, so we sort of have established there was a time where we left school and we were making YouTube content and streaming, and we were living with my parents. Okay, that's where we are.
Yeah.
So I make a vlog that was extremely important for me to make, but was also very emotional because I had ended my relationship with the girl that I had been with through high school and a little bit of college. Ended that relationship. And the clarity that I got from that moment, I needed to share. And what the clarity was things that you're passionate about, even if they don't go the way that you want them to go, it's important that you go after it. So when something catches your passion, when something sort of strikes you as important, explore that thing, go after that thing, and don't be afraid, right? So it's the search and what finds you, is what I think I titled that. So I needed to share that moment. And out of that vlog, I got a message from a really cute girl on YouTube named Warcraft Jen.
Okay.
And she's like, I hear what you're going through. I got your back. You're not alone. I enjoy your videos. Keep doing your thing.
Was this a comment or a message?
Just a message, private message.
YouTube message. Were
so
you checking those out?
You were checking your YouTube messages.
Dude, I used to
You could have missed that message.
I know. But I used to go and thank every new subscriber on their page. I say, hey, thanks for subscribing.
That's crazy.
I used to respond to every single comment. Fortunately, it's not feasible to do that now, which is a good problem to have. But I did check that message, and Jenny had written me and said that really nice thing. And so later that night, or a couple days later, I'm streaming, and as I finish my stream, I see somebody in the chat named Warcraft Jen. I'm like, hey, is that Warcraft Jen from YouTube?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. And I was like, really appreciate the message. Thank you very much. It was really sweet of you. I'm making you a mod.
Okay.
In my chat.
Mod.
Yeah.
And so I, in my unknown genius, all I was doing was trying to put an extra icon next to her name so I could see her in the chat more easily. But she interpreted this as a responsibility. So she would have to show up to the stream more often because she was a moderator now. She had a job to do.
Yeah.
And so, brilliant on accident. But so, she was just somebody who was in the chat being really sweet, always, saying really nice things and doing a good job and representing herself well. And we eventually started playing video games together, which is sort of how we got to know each other a little bit. We used to play video games on the stream together. Wow. So World of Warcraft.
Warcraft. Jen plays Warcraft.
Yeah, who'd have thunk it, right?
I had to ask.
Who'd have thunk it? So
That was burning questions.
So we played games together on stream, then we would play games together a little bit off stream just to hang out.
Yeah.
And then, and then that transitioned into talking on the phone and stuff, and eventually it was pretty evident that we liked each other more than just buddies, right? So I was like, you should come out and visit me. And this girl,
big step.
Yeah, this girl flew from Utah to come hang out with me in a house that I was living in with like 4 other people.
Wow, what'd the kitchen look like?
It was what it would look like with 4 other young people living there.
That's what I thought.
Like garbage. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jenny cleaned that place up too. Honestly, she is such a star. But we hit it off great. And she of course had to go home.
Yeah.
But then about a month later, I'm like, I want you to come back. And so we had this idea. We were toying with the idea of her. Like we really liked each other.
Yeah.
And so we were toying with this idea that maybe she could find a job in Nashville and live in Nashville and be there. And so she comes to visit again. We don't spend any time at all looking for jobs.
Yeah.
We just hang out the whole time. But then when it's time for her to go, it's like, I really don't want you to leave. And this YouTube and Twitch thing is going well enough that I think if we work together, we can make this a real thing. This can be like a real cool opportunity for us.
This is like Twitch should be publishing your moderator stories as a manifesto.
Yeah, this is
how to create a business and a
this
life.
Is a good story.
I have a lot to thank to YouTube, Twitch, and World of Warcraft for a lot of different things, but this one especially. So,
I never even put it in that way, in that order in my head.
Yeah, so she said she'd stick around, and so this girl left a pretty damn good job as like a counselor in Utah and moves in to a basement with a guy playing video games for a living.
Oh my
Imagine
God.
what her parents are thinking, right? So, geez, what are you doing, Jenny?
Oh my God.
But she's so brave and so loving and so trusting that she does it, and we do pretty much exactly what we thought we could do. We kept working together with YouTube, kept working together on Twitch, and we are able to move out of that house, which is kind of a funny story. We adopted 2 kittens, and they're like, and the people who we were living with are like, you can't have cats here. You have to either get rid of the cats or go. And so we're like, all right, see ya. So we got an apartment, moved out, and we had our 1-bedroom apartment, moved into a 2-bedroom apartment a little while later, and then we were able to rent a house out here in California. And then just recently, last year, we were able to purchase our own place that we're in now. And once again, the fun part is that is all part of recorded history. So
that's insane.
That's
the coolest
amazing
story. John,
and we got
that
hitched.
is a very cool story.
When did you get married? Just recently? Sorry.
Yeah, married on April 22nd of 2016.
Okay, wow.
Coming up on 2 years, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Been good 2 years.
Well, I mean, now that Bajheera's told his story about meeting his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Juji has our stream mostly probably knows the story, and our vlog channel, YouTube channel knows it, but Bajheera's stream hasn't heard about your story, and
we definitely need to hear a little bit more about the Juji story.
It's actually similar, very similar to yours.
That's awesome.
The similar thing about I've been married for 5 years.
There's a similar thing.
I've been married for 5 years.
Go team.
Go team. Yes. And the similar thing about the story between mine and yours is if you did not check your YouTube message, then you wouldn't be here.
Depends on how persistent she was. Hopefully, she would have been persistent.
Right, yes. But, I mean, who checks their YouTube messages, for God's sake?
Yeah, that's
even back then when it was something that was something that people might do, no one checked their YouTube messages. You did.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And then the fact that she moved from Utah with a counselor job to live with a guy who gamed in his basement in Tennessee.
Brave girl.
It's just, how do you explain that to her parents?
Doesn't make any
what,
sense.
Okay, before I tell you my story, I got to know, what did her parents
I think her mom especially was pretty freaked. But I made a vlog. I was like, hey, I'm me. I'm gonna take care of your daughter just fine. We're having a lot of fun.
Really?
We're doing a good job. Yeah.
Was it a personal vlog or was it public?
It was public.
That was a public.
It was like part of a vlog.
Okay.
That was my style. I was a little wild.
Yeah.
But I was like, letting her know that we're doing a good job. We're taking care of each other, and we're actually doing something special. And so she's like, okay, he's nice.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, I would imagine that it probably took longer than that for them to really be okay with it.
Yeah.
I just want to say one small thing about my parents, and I think that because I mentioned that they were super supportive and believed in me like nobody's business all throughout the course of my life, and I think that this one thing was like not their final test as parents, but like an important stage in our parent son relationship, where it was one thing because they had always supported me in like, do your homework, great. You're doing good in school, awesome.
Yeah,
we like that.
Yeah.
You want to play sports, great. We'll take you to practice. We'll coach your team. We'll get you whatever you need to get. In order to do that, we didn't have like a whole lot of money to throw around, but they would make sure that I had what I needed to do what I wanted to do. And this was the final thing where it's like, we're not sure about this because you are just coming out of leaving school.
Yeah.
You're just coming out of really kind of being in a weird emotional space, which we got your back in that, but we're not sure what's going on with you.
Yeah.
But you really seem to believe in this. See how it goes. That was like their last test. It's a sort of believe in me and give me their support in something that they didn't really know about.
Right.
That was their final thing. And fortunately, it's gone pretty well, and they're happy. They're like super proud of me now.
I mean, I think anyone could understand why they might have been skeptical about that.
I did not take it personal.
That was before Twitch was really like Twitch. I was like, I'm gonna make money playing video games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were like
back in 2008, right? 2009.
Like you're just spending a whole lot of time on your computer. But it took me a couple times to say I'm not just wasting my time here. I'm working on something. And that was like one of the confidence things that we talked about earlier. Is when my parents always had my back, but when they weren't so sure, it was up to me to power through and really have the confidence to know that what I was doing was actually contributing to something that was important and big. And eventually they figured it out.
You couldn't let any sort of assumption that their confidence is waning in you affect you. Right. So
right. It's there, but you got to do your thing.
It's kind of like the chat. Sometimes chat's there, but you gotta.
Yeah, it's those high school kids are giving me a hard time for being in their weight section doing my curls. They're there, but I got to do my thing.
Right.
That's wild.
That's
I love that. I love that story.
But I want to hear your story. Sorry.
Yeah, here's Juji's story. It started with flaxseed.
Flax seeds are the food.
Right.
Okay, so I used to go to this health food store in 2010 and buy flax seeds. And the first time Sam saw me come in the store, she was crushing on me, and I didn't know, just right over my head. And then I'd come back.
Can't blame her,
I'd come back every 3 months and buy flaxseed because that's how long it took me to go through the supply.
Okay.
This is the only thing I bought in the store.
You started buying little smaller packages pretty soon, I imagine, right? They come back a little more often.
A little bit. Well, no. Maybe she should have tried to sell me on the smaller packages to get me to come back more often. But she just knew my schedule. She knew he's very regular.
Okay.
Regular.
Such them all in flax seeds.
The flax seeds keep you. Yeah. So every 3 months I come in for flax seeds. Well, one night I'm driving home from work in 2012. So it was 2 years she's crushing on me. I'm too stupid to realize it, dude. Just 2 years of this crap. So I might have come in a total of like 8 times in 2 years or something. Anyway, I'm driving home from work. It's raining outside, really hard. It's dark. It's right after work. There's 3 lanes of traffic on my right side, and I'm thinking, I'm out of flaxseed. The health food store is on the other side of all these cars. I can wait till Friday. No, don't procrastinate. So I'll cut across 3 lanes of traffic.
Okay.
This is one of those gut things that just hit me real quick. This is one of those things where it's like, you ever get out of bed in the morning, you don't even know how you did it. It's just like, I got up when I actually willed my mind to make me get up instead of laying there for another 5 minutes.
Those are important moments. That's called activation.
Those are.
I wouldn't necessarily
activation.
I wouldn't necessarily recommend activating yourself to go 3 lanes across traffic. But if it's for your girl, I mean,
Well, it wasn't for my girl.
I
It was
know.
for flax seed.
Ultimately,
Yeah.
continue.
So activation happened, and it's activation isn't something you control. It just
No,
happens.
glute activation you can
Okay,
control.
so
but continue.
I got lucky. So I crowded across 3 lanes.
You
of
were
traffic.
activated.
I wheeled into this plaza, walked
Yeah.
in the store. I'm buying my flaxseed, and there she comes out, and I'm like Chansey in Pokemon.
Okay.
In the Safari Zone.
Sure.
I'm the rare Pokemon.
Okay.
It's the oh my god, it's Chansey, catch it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So she knows I come in every three or 4 months or something. And, that was her last night of work.
Oh,
So I came in on her last night.
ever.
Yes. And I walk in, and she gave me her phone number. And because that was her last chance, she was like, "Okay, I'm never going to see this guy."
Way to go,
She was moving to Arizona. I lived in Alabama.
Yeah.
So she was going to move away, and she was like, "Oh crap, this is the last time I ever see this guy." So she gave me her phone number and a receipt.
And John, what did you exchange for her?
I gave her
Yes.
my YouTube channel name
Nice.
because I didn't have a cell phone
Yep.
and my email address, and she thought it was a soft letdown.
Aw.
She was like, "What the hell is this? What kind of guy gives you a YouTube channel name and an email address?"
Who doesn't have a phone?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone. I was
believe
28. I didn't have a phone. And she emails me back that night. She was like, "Yeah, okay. I checked it out, and you have a small cult following, and your editing is rather interesting for this video. It looks like you can do some cool moves. I didn't even know you could do that. Do you want to hang out?"
Show me some of the moves.
Right. So we went on a date, and that was it. But
Awesome.
I mean, I think
What date was it? Where'd you go?
we went and walked around this place. It was for me.
Place.
Place.
A place. It was a place.
It was just a walking place. Just a little loop to walk
A
around.
walking
Okay.
place.
Like
a little walking place.
That's a
Yeah.
good date. Walk and talk. That's
Yeah.
good.
Walk and talk. I don't want to go sit in a restaurant or
That's
worry
good.
about what they eat or what. I just listen.
Yeah.
I need to know I can talk to this person before I
Right.
can
Right.
like them.
Right.
So I never really talked to her much in the store. I was just too oblivious. And then we were walking
Yeah.
around this thing, and it turned into like an 8 or 9 hour walk.
Oh my
we just
gosh.
talked the whole time. It got dark. It was almost midnight.
And
We
she's
were
got
talking.
good. She's got good muscular endurance to be able to walk all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
She actually
That's good.
tested her there.
She
yeah.
does. So
good.
it was a lot of fun. We
She's passing the tests
yeah,
right and left.
there's chemistry,
Yeah.
and that was it. But I think the cool thing was it was just the activation energy.
Yep.
I can remember that moment in the car where I was just like, "Don't be lazy, just do it now." Boom! If I didn't do that,
Oh, and if she,
Yeah.
if you didn't do that, and if she didn't decide that she was gonna slide you them digits,
Yeah.
If Jenny didn't decide that she wasn't gonna send any message,
right?
That's crazy.
It is.
That's how these things go.
And I'm over here repping a mustache and being incredibly single.
Well, you
For
just
now.
you just got the mustache
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah, so then
we
now
don't
I'm not
really
going
know
to
the
be single.
performance of the mustache
we
in
don't.
terms
We
of.
don't. We don't.
Well,
we
we'll
do know the
see.
performance of this.
Oh my gosh,
But it's stronger.
hitting pneumonia. My God,
Well, a little bit.
All right.
We need to wake up. We've been grinding all day.
gosh,
Jeez, it's intense, dude.
he's been shaking it up.
Give me the Oz in chat, guys. Oz us.
He's been shaking that one up.
Bajheera, we took your virginity of ammonia on stream. On
Now,
your stream.
What did I tell you though at first?
You said,
I said I clean out too much cat litter for this to be effective.
I'm so scared, Tom.
That's
How-
not what I said.
Tom,
Check the VOD.
Tom,
Check the VOD.
Tom, how am I going to love this? What scent is it, Tom? Is it rosemary? Yeah, and then you pulled 275, man. It was pretty okay.
475.
It was 475, yeah.
It was good. It was
It
good.
was sick.
We got the job done with the Saiyan power.
It was great. That was a great stream.
That was a lot of fun. I think we're close to 500. Not only just 475 is fairly close to 500, but we can get there. That's cool. And the reason why, once again, Jenny's saving the day is because I
Yeah.
used to we got the Brogue bumper plates because
Yeah,
it's a playground out there. You have bumper plates, just throw them around, have a
Bumper
blast.
plates are brilliant.
But we had to get a little bit thinner plates because I was getting strong enough to need them. You can only fit so much bumper on the bar, so
Yeah.
now we're getting closer. And we found out today, thanks to Juji, that we can fit 585 on the bar with
Yeah.
with the little clips.
So you got the whole year of PRs.
Yeah, yeah. Gonna get a little strong before we compete again. It'll be fun.
Yeah, and what? So let's shift gears from fitness and relationships. Let's go back to WoW. So
Let's.
You said you started up playing WoW after seeing games being played on the internet.
Yeah,
right?
so I had watched a lot of WoW videos before I
Yeah.
even played, and I got like a little taste of WoW. My friend played in vanilla, and so I'd go over to his house and like watch him play. Like,
Right.
oh, this game looks really like right up my alley. Like I like the action RPG style games. I like games where you killed monsters, got experience, and got more powerful. Like I'm
Like Pac-Man.
I'm like the gym. Like I'm into the put in the grind and make progress kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I was into WoW, and I was like, okay, this game looks cool, but I know that it would not be a good idea for me to play it right now because it's just too much. I got too much going on. Then I revisited a little while later. Like I tried like the trial version during Wrath, and I was like, this game is way too much exactly what I'd want to play forever. So I can't play it right now either because I got stuff to do. But then after seeing all the YouTube videos and after sort of enjoying that content and really doing my research and being like, WoW is probably definitely the game I want to play. Because I was playing Dota. Like we talked about Warcraft 3, right?
So you started in MOBAs.
Well, I started just in like just Blizzard games in general because I had a Mac. My family always had Mac computers, and Macs can't run any games except for Blizzard games.
Yeah.
So Blizzard made StarCraft. I like StarCraft. Blizzard made Warcraft. I liked Warcraft. I didn't play that much Diablo.
Yeah.
I don't think my parents would have gotten me Diablo because it was too fighting demons and stuff.
For one second, harken back. Your dad got you into just doing push-ups and fitness. Was that the culture of your family that got you into gaming, or was that you just liked gaming?
I was into gaming. It took my parents a while to actually get me a video game system though.
Yeah.
Like my first video game system was like a Game Boy Pocket.
Ooh, sick.
Yeah. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna get you another system, but you can choose whether you want to get a Super Nintendo or an N64 because they were both out. And me, being the very wise young man that I was, opted for the Super Nintendo.
Why did you choose that over the N64, knowing the N64 was newer?
Because there were so many more good games for Super Nintendo back then.
Yeah.
In my opinion, all the Final Fantasy, like Secret of Remorse, Secret of Mana, all these really cool RPG games were for Super Nintendo. But and N64 was mostly like shooter games.
Sorry to interrupt, but Secret of Evermore.
Yeah.
Did it have glitches in it like mine did?
Probably.
That game was glitched to all hell and back.
I loved it so much. I loved that game. And that,
it was great.
I think
it was just glitchy.
I think games like that were like the beginning of me like loving the action RPG genre.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the fitness thing, my dad was fairly into fitness. Like that was part of his like setup, his discipline setup, where he would do his fitness thing. And so I probably learned that from my dad. Like learn by example. But there's also just part of me, right? Like we're of the same material, right? We got to both get some gains in, or our day's not right.
Right. I mean, it shows in your games and gains approach and just like how disciplined you are in streaming. I mean, it's when we came here, I'm like, oh my god, his setup is just so unreal easy for you to be disciplined too.
Yeah,
you can go back and forth between your stream. Like you went from the gaming stream to the fitness,
right on over there. Yep,
just went back and forth. That's incredible. And I think Twitch, you need that consistency and discipline.
For sure.
I mean, yeah, but it's great to have.
You need it in fitness too, and a garage gym epitomizes that for me.
Oh yeah,
I used to have a dining room gym in my house. It was literally the dining room was the gym before we got to the garage, but I made it ezy for myself to work out.
Yeah.
Just like you made it easy for yourself to Twitch and work out because you have a garage gym too.
Yeah, buddy. The hyperbolic time chamber. The games and gains gym. Yep. And there are times where you really have to definitely use your discipline where it's not necessarily easy. You're not really in a position to make everything easy for yourself. You can't build yourself a garage gym. But that's when you go to the gym or you do, make sure you can do push-ups at home or whatever else you got to do. Keep it rolling. Keep moving in the direction of your goals, even if it's not the exact way that you want it to be in that moment, right? Like obviously for us, the garage gym is the dream, but I spent a lot of time training at a commercial gym. I don't know if you did.
I did. Oh,
like
of
spent
course.
15 years in a commercial gym, and just now we're able to make the gym at my house happen. But you keep working towards those goals no matter what, because it matters.
So, may I ask, what things lately have you had trouble disciplining yourself with? Because you seem good at life.
Yeah.
I mean,
just
from hanging out with you for a day, you seem good at life.
Well, thanks. I'm glad that it looks that way.
Yeah.
But I think one of the main things is time management is always like the biggest thing. Not only making sure that you are using your time doing the right things, but making sure that you're using your time efficiently at those things. Because eventually, there's only so much time. Even if you're saying, well, I want to stream for this amount of time a day and I want to do this, even if you have it kind of divided up, you got to make sure you're doing a good job there. Yeah. Make sure that you're not leaving too much gaps to mess around and because you lose time that way. So I don't know, just making sure I get up on time. Simple as that. Like if getting up at 7 makes a big difference between getting up between 7 and 9. I don't know, like sleep is one important thing. Making sure that I'm a good husband is important because I can do all the work. I can definitely play video games and work out all day, but it's little things like making sure you do the dishes, making sure that you do the stuff around the house to help your lovely wife who carries the squad and makes all this stuff possible. Make sure that she is also having a, as little stress and as much fulfillment day as possible because I can do that doing my thing. I have myself set up for that, but it's also important that she has a good day too. So spending time with my wife, making sure that she's got her day the way that she wants to. Fortunately, she's been really kicking butt in Zelda recently, so she's pretty happy. Got her a good gift for Christmas, so that's been good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think making sure that I use my time well, making sure that I'm efficient, not only just doing the things that are important, but also being efficient at them, and making sure that I'm doing things that aren't just work and doing a good job at those things too.
Cool. It's very apparent that like care about a lot of things and caring about the things you actually want to care about.
Right.
You've kind of crafted that around yourself over the last 5 or 6 years, right?
Yeah, and you got to be careful that you don't just build yourself a little bubble, right? Where all you're doing is the things that you want to do, right? Because it's cool that my work is pretty much what I want to do anyway. But you also got to make sure that you're taking care of business, even in things that aren't necessarily top of your list. Or find ways of really cool that we've got this going the right way. How can we make this better? How can we make this extend beyond me? How can I make this helpful beyond just, business, right? So that's one of the other things is we work with charities throughout the year, but then there's also the thought of I have a platform now where we interact with a lot of people who care what I say. So make sure I use that platform well and take care of the people who are making that platform even a possibility, but also maybe, trying to put a good message out there beyond just positivity, trying to shape people in a way that's helpful to them, but also helpful in general. So there's a lot of different things, and I think it's always important to be looking at the next thing to be that's on the horizon of not only just business stuff, but also how can I be a better person or how can I have a more positive impact.
Yeah, and you've cultivated your community around you and Twitch and YouTube to
I'm so lucky, man.
Be really great. I mean,
we got the coolest people, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, we really respect that because that's one of our things that we really put forth. Fitness YouTube is unfortunately non-interactive on most channels. It's you post the video and the comment section is a wild animal.
Yeah,
it is literally a bunch of raccoons, giraffes, and Wolverines thrown into a pile and
trying to make them games, but not necessarily knowing how to express themselves in the most positive way.
Right, but then the YouTuber itself is not really even talking in it. So
well, I mean, there's part of that too. Is if all you ever see in the comments is just like really rabid, nasty stuff, you're like, maybe I'm not going to get super involved, but I'll keep posting content because I enjoy that part.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I think my community is somewhat of a mystery to me because they're just so awesome and so positive. And I'm so glad that they are that way, and I'm so glad that we can interact. And I want to believe that part of it is if I put myself out there as I genuinely am, and I put positive energy out there, then we'll receive positive energy in return. I like that idea, but I think there's also just the fact that my peeps are just the coolest, man. They're just really cool people.
Yeah.
I do have a theory about the YouTube comment section, though.
I want to hear this.
It's pretty simple. A creator will create something, and if they respond to one person but not everyone, then they feel like they're gypping everyone, so they just won't respond at all. So, but it gets worse. The thing is that when you don't respond at all, it's just you don't cultivate a community. You just have a wall of whatever the crap it's going to be, and then that just deters them even worse from wanting to respond. Because if all your YouTube comments are just garbage because you never interact with your community, then why would you ever jump in? It's a cycle. It's a bad cycle to get yourself into. Because honestly, before you came, I was doing that. I wasn't responding to things in my YouTube comments. I didn't know better. Yeah. And then the moment we started interacting with our YouTube commenters and trying to respond to as many comments as we could per video, it completely changed.
Yeah.
So you're obviously doing a very good job of interacting with the other Super Saiyans.
It's easy. It's easy on Twitch because you can do it verbally. On YouTube, it's a little bit different. It's not real time.
No.
So you can. I mean, like I do try to at least on every video respond to a few comments because I like to. But you can't. But like you were saying, you can't reach everybody necessarily.
No.
But yeah, that's the fun thing about on Twitch is that it's just that you get to hang out and chat, and you get a sort of feel for people's personalities because it's not just like one comment that you respond to. It's like a conversation. Right. So you get to know people, even though you're not like physically in their presence, you get a real feel for their personality. So I've had the good fortune of being able to meet some of my viewers and actually spend time with them at like conventions and stuff. And it's like, we know each other, you know, because they know me because I present myself as I am, and they see me in person every day. But even though if I don't see them in person, I know who they are. They
accepted you for who you are.
Yeah, and I them, right? And so like I know their personality, and I know, you know, who they are in a way. And so you meet, and it's like you already know each other. Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, the interesting part about being at Batch's house is that he actually has the beard comes off during the
it does.
The off times. He's presenting himself pretty clearly.
Mostly,
but it is it's a fake beard.
I mean, obviously, you could not maintain this quality of beard. I mean, let's be real.
Really, yeah. Only the best of CGI. You actually have a green screen on your face.
Right.
It's just fake.
I'm actually very impressed that you guys adapted so well to the green screen out in the garage with the fake weights. You guys did a fantastic job out there. So.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, the whole scheme of it has been. I crafted it in. Like a Sims type.
Yeah, platform. it's just a big 4-wall. You know, every surface out there is just a green screen. There's no weights.
We've got all these idiots that think it's real.
It's fantastic.
Sam is a real person. No, she's just a voice I made up.
It's fantastic.
Thank God for rolling voice transformers. Going back to community and just Twitch. Let's go back to streaming. Like, let's go more into like the streaming as a business type thing, right? So is it okay if we talk about OPG?
The management service, sure.
Yeah, we're just interested in it because for us, we have been toying with the option of doing an influencer agency to help us get some brand deals and figure out sponsorships, because at the moment, Juji and I are pretty much just on our own. You know, we're selling his own things, and we're... You know, we have only one affiliate now, Brand Denim, a jeans company, but it's like Juju just likes them a lot,
right?
You know, so we're really just like, we have products we like, but we're not sponsored or branded, and the agency helps a lot with that. So how has that like changed your business of streaming, not having to do everything?
Yeah, I think that
and you and Jen.
Yeah, I think it sort of freed up our time a little bit differently, especially Jenny, because Jenny, I do a lot of the content creation, and Jenny runs a lot of the back end, in addition to just like taking care of everything else that we got to do. So that took a little bit of weight off Jenny, so she can still have the role that she's always had, where she's interacting with you know, the content in the way that she feels comfortable, interacting with the companies that we work with in the way that she feels comfortable and helpful, but it's not all on her. So there's a lot of interfacing that takes place by the management group, that we still make the calls, we still are the ones who sort of make the decisions, but they're able to do a lot of the work in the sort of the intermediary, so that we can focus on basically their OPG in particular. Their thing is, we'll handle the business part, so you guys can do the streaming part. But it's not really like that. It's not like it's so separate. We're still a lot of talking, but we don't have to do quite as much of the interface, which is time consuming and can be stressful. But
reaching the right person is often unattainable from. A streamer perspective, you know, you just don't. Yeah. I mean, you're like, I want to contact. For us, we're like, we want to contact Lowe's and get we've been trying to get a branded deal with them, but I keep trying to find the person, but it's not going to work. Yeah. You know.
Well, another thing about working with them is it's like, you know, it's been really helpful for us to be able to, I guess, learn about the business side of things, because I definitely feel like I have a pretty firm and clear idea of the path that I want to take in terms of content creation. That's very intuitive for me. Yeah. What's not intuitive is the business side. But so working with them not only is helpful in terms of making it, like, the business side get done better, it's also helpful for me to learn about it. And because we're not really separate from any negotiations or any emails. We're all part of that. So I get to learn about how people decide to talk about this and whatnot. And of course, different companies and different management groups will have a different approach, but that's why it's important to find a group of people who sort of fit your style and do things the way that you feel. Because one of the things that's happened is we brought them on, but we already had relationships with companies like CORSAIR and even like Blizzard. Like we had done like the casting stuff, and so we want to make sure that we're bringing in a company and people who are going to have the same sort of respect and style of interaction, so that doesn't hurt the relationship.
Right. And it's that kind of, your audience knows how you operate. Right. Your sponsors know how you operate.
Exactly.
How can they fit in just just smoothly.
Right,
coming
and
in
there still is a period of adjustment there.
Oh, yeah.
But with OPG, it's been good because we knew the people who run the company for a while. We've known them for a while, so we feel comfortable working with them.
Yeah, they seem really in touch with the Twitch community.
They've done a lot of different things in this whole field, Twitch.
Yeah,
and they've been on the influencer side. They know about that, and they also have a lot of experience on the other side of it from like the company that would actually present sponsored opportunities.
Yeah.
So they know the ins and outs, which is really helpful from that learning perspective that I was talking about.
Cool.
Yeah,
and like let's say you've like in the last year what are the new sponsorships or opportunities that have come up just that get you excited?
Yeah, well, we have different sponsor opportunities. Like some of the most fun ones for me are, hey, this game would like to have you play it on stream.
Yeah.
And it's an opportunity for me to play a game that I maybe wouldn't normally play.
Yeah.
Like a game that I didn't know about, like a brand new game or something like that.
Right.
Or it's a game that maybe might be a lot of fun to play, but it's hard to really be like, I don't know if this is going to be the best use of my time. But when a sponsor opportunity comes in, it's like, hey, don't you worry about the stream. We got you. This is going to be a fun stream no matter what. You just play the game, have fun with it, and it's fun for me because I get to try a bunch of different games and not worry about like the viewer count, right?
Yeah,
Because it's like, well, if I'm this game is really fun, but if I play it, right now it's going to have lower viewer count, might not be as successful as the stream. But the sponsored thing comes through, and it's like I said, don't worry, we got you covered on the productivity of the stream part from a business side. You just go have fun. And so I get to just mess around and have fun.
Have they ever asked you to play The Sims?
No, but I wouldn't be mad.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I wouldn't be mad.
Sim Ant.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad about playing The Sims.
Is that even real?
I started on The Sims.
Sim Ant is a real game.
That's fun. The Sims has been fun, but also they do things like broker like sponsorships, right? Like with bodybuilding.com.
Right.
Like so that's a website that pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And we were able to reach out to them, or they actually it was kind of a weird way how it happened, but anyway, we mutually reached out in a way and we're able to make that happen. So that's a really big one this year. Or this past year, but moving forward, that's been going great too. So, and it's cool because that's another big one in the fitness realm, which is different than the gaming realm, right?
Right, but very similar demographic of people.
Yep.
All you males on both streams, males, between the ages of 18 to 34. I mean, that's like fitness and gaming. That's what biggest demographic is,
and it's fun because there's crossover. Like you were asking today, like are there people who only watch the games, the people who only watch the games, and is there crossover? And I think yes to all questions. There are people in all those categories, but it's neat to see that there's crossover and that there's like education that takes place, right? So somebody who might not be that interested in fitness in the first place, like okay, whatever, Bajheera, I'll watch your game streams. Like, well, you've actually made this look kind of fun. Let me ask some questions, and they learn about it. Maybe get more active, maybe get a little bit better with their diet, and they're able to improve their life. And somebody who's like only into the gym is like, oh, people who lift weights also play games. So it's not weird that I play games.
Yes.
Awesome.
Nice.
So they find like a good community there, and then there's people who do both and who just thinks it's awesome. So yeah, OPG's been great.
Sweet. That's brilliant. And you also should do merchandise, a few things, shirts and stuff like that.
We sell most of our t-shirts through a company called Designed by Humans, which you liked. You're kind of tickled by the name. But through Designed by Humans, and we have like a way that we can. It's really easy. You just submit a design and people can buy the merch, and it's probably less money to us than if we were gonna produce all of our own clothing and ship it out ourselves. But it's also a lot less fuss. So DBH gets a little portion of that, and we get a little portion of that, and that works out fine with me. Because the main thing is getting good stuff to our peeps. And as long as that happens, I'm happy.
Do you have any interest in doing, Bajheera neck growth supplement? Or
I think right now,
beard.
Yeah, I think right now doing my own supplements would take way too much research because I would want to make something that's actually good.
Right.
So
I wasn't talking about a line. I'm talking straight up
just
one neck supplement, one neck growth supplement.
I think we'll have to table that for now. But I do want to mention that we do work with a clothing company called JINX. Yeah. So that's also apparel that we have an apparel sponsor, which is separate than the apparel that we sell.
Right.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool too.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, Badge beard line sounds pretty good. Badge beard oil.
Yeah, or just the actual beard because I do remove it, right? So we just take the beard off and just sell those sort of things.
Yeah, then you can sell shaving cream too.
Yeah.
Badge. What about Badge Bearda? Right. Badge Bearda. Is that that's
Beard
horrible.
Bajheera.
Is that
Yeah,
bad?
Beard
Bajheera.
Beard,
Yeah, that's good.
Beard
That's
Jira
good.
is
Yeah,
right
you know
on
better
board
than
there.
me. You know better than me.
Yeah, it could work. It could work.
Let's Juji. Let's go back. We're on the streaming and the gaming type things. Like, what do you think is like? We're doing a unique thing here where we're just starting on Twitch and we're more YouTube centric, right? Like, how did this kind of collaboration work? In terms of like, did we work it pretty well? Like, how do you think?
Hell if I know. I had some fun with that.
It's like this
People seem
hybrid,
to enjoy. I mean,
yeah, it just is like it's kind of I mean, Twitch is totally different. Then it's a different audience than YouTube. It's a different style, but we're sort of hybridizing it, and and we're in your environment. But,
right. I think it's been a lot of fun. I mean, that's my criteria. I don't have like a checklist. Like, okay, we both tweeted. We both
tweeted.
gotta get our YouTube videos going.
Yeah.
I think I've shouted him out 7 times. He's gotten us about 7. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Like
Jujimufu story. Yeah.
Honestly, it's just like I think you reached out on YouTube, and I was like, "This is Jujimufu reaching out. This is a real guy."
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do something together. And it was like,
Guys, that wasn't Tom posting on
Right.
Jujimufu.
right, still, but it was. So it's like, but wait a minute, you guys are in North Carolina. I'm in California. It's like,
How does that work?
but then you guys flew out for the Fit Expo, and like, we're gonna be in town. I was like, come on down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's train.
We
So
appreciate you having us. As
Oh, it's been a
guests.
blast,
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
It's been
It's been a
killer,
really
dude.
fun day.
I mean,
Yes.
we PR'd.
Yeah.
I did heavy squats yesterday and had a Fit Expo where I just did dumb things.
You're just a gains machine, man.
I don't understand. I mean, we're eating really well this time. That's the main thing. You
Good.
treated us to sushi, and that regenerated my
Good.
That's
urine
good,
for
yeah.
A little
squats.
senzu bean sushi meal right there.
Yeah.
My legs 1 inch bigger.
Yeah.
The carbohydrates.
That's
just
right.
Getting
Gosh,
themselves
yeah,
stuffed
yeah.
into the muscular cells.
Yeah,
That's
it feels
right,
so
that's right.
Full. I feel
Yeah.
solid, thick, and tight, like Big Rammy. But the goal, the thing is that we're kind of. I mean, the Twitch collaborations isn't really a thing that happens that often, other than online, right?
Right.
You know, you'll play the Project 60 or Project 70 with Soda Poppin'
Sure.
because it's remote. You can very easily do that. You
Yeah.
know? Your voice is going over the internet.
Sure,
It's
yeah.
not like. Oh yeah, we're gonna fly out there. We're gonna do LAN, bro. You bring the Mountain Dew. I'll bring the Adderall.
Oh boy.
And but that's not the case. It's Twitch.
Right.
It's very much
It's
doable.
much easier to sort of hang out in a game. That's for sure.
right. So is this like for fitness though? It's a whole different
Yeah.
realm. Like you can't really collaborate remotely.
like some channels, like I know that Omar Isuf has had like Brian Allsrue make videos. Like I think he has like people make videos that he posts on his channel, and that's sort of
Okay.
a collaboration in
Interesting,
terms of like
yeah.
exposure. But this is certainly a lot more fun. I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Well, this is real.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's not a fake collab.
No, not a fake collab by any means. There's some fake
Fake
things going
weights.
on
Fake
here.
weights,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
different.
Some fake weights and
Right,
fake
right.
beards going
Right,
on.
that's
Yeah,
different.
fake PRs. But
Yeah.
but it was like I think something really unique, and for us, say we do a YouTube collab, right?
Right.
We couldn't just work out and really focus on the workout and talking to chat. We would have to figure out some wild shit.
Right.
You know, like tomorrow we're working out with Meg squats and one leg monster, and
Right.
it's like we're gonna have to do some wild shit just because the
The
bar is high.
expectation is high. Yes.
What do we got to come up with for that one? Jeez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is just it was super chill, and
Yep.
you had this is great chat. Chat was going nutso, and
Yeah, buddy.
and it was just much more for us. It's like it was a good way to break up the collaborations we're doing this week because they're all really intense.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you guys have had a moment to just work out a little bit. A good workout, but work out a little bit, get some food, and now we're doing a little podcast, and it's hopefully it gives you a moment.
It does. It gives us a breather, and we've been driving around a bunch too.
True.
And,
Thank
but
you
I
for
still
doing that.
feel like that's the thing is that I don't know. I feel really good still.
No, I feel great. We're
It's
doing really
crazy.
well. We're getting better at this.
We're getting pretty good.
From experience.
And it's great. I mean, that's the cool thing about a podcast and this kind of Twitch experience. Like your chat I saw was talking about, I like this chill stream. It's
Yep,
just
good.
It's more of a chill thing, and it doesn't destroy us as content creators, right?
Right.
Content creators, and it's kind of a nonstop grind that you have to be on, right? With Twitch and YouTube, and when you have a day off or 2 days off or holidays, Do you feel like pressure on yourself that you're not streaming?
Yeah, that's one of the things I've been getting better at.
Yeah.
Is not getting really wigged out.
Yeah.
That, oh man, I really gotta stream, not only because like it's like losing subs, or like gotta maintain that momentum. I used to get like that a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I've been getting better about it because I noticed it, talked to Jenny about it. Like this needs to be one of those things that I work on, is to not get bent out of shape about taking days off. Like when obviously like if something comes up and it takes you out of your normal rhythm, like that could be frustrating. But like even just like scheduled days off, like this needs to be okay. But we've also done the situation where it's like, even if Jenny and I are taking date day, we say, we'll start date day at like 2 p.m. So I can get a games and game stream before, as long as we can do that. Because like, that's the dream day right there. As I can play video games, I can work out, I can get my work done, and then I have the rest of the day to hang out with like the coolest person in the universe. And that's like the dream. So that's perfect. But yes,
I'm almost crying here.
When stuff,
wonderful.
That's so nice. Yeah.
Days off, apparently I hear from other people, are important. So I'm trying to get better at them, but I don't like taking days off from the gym or the games.
Right. I mean, it's a different thing when it's in your house.
Yes.
It's also different because you're doing something that you would be doing anyway, even if you weren't getting paid for it.
Exactly.
Right.
You're addicted to, let's just be straight, you're addicted to video games, and you're addicted to working out.
Well,
No?
I mean, addiction that's a different thing, man.
I'm trying to, because addiction generally puts you in a situation where it can degrade or take away from you doing things that are important. Is how I would think about it.
Yeah.
So like if an addiction would destroy your life, but unless you just figure out a right way to channel
Well,
it,
if it's
like
defined that way, then yes.
Right.
No.
But I do find
Yeah.
consistent, genuine fulfillment out of doing these things. So I am naturally drawn to doing them, I think.
There we
You're
go.
addicted to the joy of fitness and the joy of gaming.
Right.
Sure, I'm
Right.
extremely committed.
Yeah. Because I mean, going back, a little story about video game addiction.
Right, let's hear it.
For me, yeah. You guys on Bajheera's stream, I played up to vanilla. Wow. I was a pretty hardcore raider, very hardcore, like top end, like 16-hour a day as an 18-year-old
Jeez.
kid. Yeah. I was insane, right? And I had Crohn's disease at the time too. I was just diagnosed, so I was like, it was not a good situation. But I went to school, went to university. First semester there, I was just smoking the Mary Jane in my dorm room, and the police come in and arrest my roommate and I, right?
Oh my gosh.
For possession and paraphernalia.
Yikes.
And at this time, my roommate had just got me back into WoW, and it was a bad situation, and it was not healthy at the time. There's some things that are you can be healthy with video games, like you can be healthy with anything
certainly
else.
can, yeah.
Anything else. But as an 18-year-old at the time, I was like, I ain't healthy at anything. But I had to go to court, right?
Yeah.
And they gave me court-sanctioned counseling, right?
Okay.
So I had to do counseling, and the counselor's like, well, son, I don't think you're addicted to marijuana. I think you're addicted to video games. So we're going to treat you.
Was this in like the 90s or something?
This was in 2008.
Okay.
2008. Yeah.
All right.
So then
Sounds
they're
appropriate.
like, hey guys, let's talk about this. And then I went for one more session, then left to I don't know, drink or something. And either way, the at that time it wasn't a healthy habit for me,
Right.
And over time I've found it, but there's other times where it still pops back up. I'm on the grind for Diamond in League, and I'm like, I'm gonna play 18 games in a row today.
Well, and there's the important lesson is what to learn from that is balance.
Oh yeah.
Obviously not drugs and alcohol.
Right.
Probably not super good in that equation.
For balance,
but but balance is where that comes in, I would say, because you can have goals like people who train for like elite sports, they're not training like 2 hours a day at the gym. They're going at it all day. They're training really hard for way more than most people would train. They're eating way more than most people would eat, and they're making sure they rest more than people can rest. So they're definitely doing exercise or whatever they're passionate about to an extreme.
Right.
Way more than somebody would. But in order to do that, they still have to have things in balance, right? So there's the balance of how do you balance your time for the goal that you have, and also how do you balance how intensely you go after that one goal that you have with everything else that you have to do.
Right.
A professional athlete doesn't have as much to do if their job is athletics, right? Because they can train and they can eat and they can rest. That's their job.
Yeah.
It intersects completely. It
Right.
lines up perfectly. For someone who is spending 16 hours a day training and they're supposed to have a full-time job and take care of their family, whatever else, that might start to tip the balance of what they're supposed to do.
Right.
But I think that like the one word that comes in with like you doing things at the highest level is that sacrifice, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you got to make sacrifices sometimes, but balance is sort of key, especially with gaming, right?
Oh yeah.
Because even if you are trying to game at a competitive level, or you're trying to say start a YouTube channel or whatever else, you still
Right.
got to make sure everything else is in balance so that you can live your life.
100%. Yeah.
And one of the things that people are learning, even in professional gaming now, is that there's balance with fitness too.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if your job is literally to be the best video game player that you can, and you're playing video games 12 hours a day, they're realizing you should also probably get some exercise. You should also make sure that you're taking good care of your diet, because that's not only going to make you a more healthy human being, it's also going to let you be better at what you're supposed to be doing. It just happens to be video games for some people. So
Yeah.
balance is one of those important lessons that I've learned, and it does factor in with the sort of day off thing.
Right.
Because I can go
Right.
real ham on my job and play video games and make sure I'm getting my gym in, and I can end the day feeling really fulfilled after streaming for 12 total hours. But at the same time, in the grand scheme of the week, I have to make sure that I'm maintaining balance. So the next day, maybe it's like, okay, we don't do a morning stream. We take the morning to make sure I'm doing stuff around the house that I need to do. Or obviously, we talked about sometimes in the evening, it's like, okay, so you take the evening stream off to make sure that you spend time with Jenny.
Yeah.
And not because I have to, but because I want to.
Right.
It's an intentional balance, not just balance must be maintained, take the day off.
Right.
But you gotta, it's what I want to do.
Yeah, and you've said you've had particular balance in doing the morning and evening streams.
Yeah.
That get gains in the middle
Right,
or
yeah,
something like
bookending
that.
the training with games, so I'm not
Did you
sitting
used to
down
do
for too
longer
long.
streams?
I mean, I've definitely played video games for some long hours before.
Yeah.
But that is like, those are in occasions where like I have something special that I want to do that
Right,
requires me
right,
to be
right,
on
right.
for a while. But on a normal day, definitely I think that waking up and playing some video games in the morning is good, and then going right to the gym stream is great. Take a break, go for a walk,
Yeah.
and then get some more food, and then play in the evening time. That's a great schedule for me. But
Right.
that does present issues with, say, if I want to be pushing high rating in arena,
Right.
and my partners
Yeah,
are
yeah.
only on late at night, when that I got to be on late at night. So then you
Yeah.
start to sacrifice just a teeny bit, like sleep and stuff like that. Not that I'm
Right.
not going to sleep, but maybe you sleep in, your schedule changes. But even in those situations, you still maintain an amount of balance. You still knock off that checklist, make sure you get your workout, make sure you get your training in,
This
whatever
is
else.
super fascinating. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not really contributing much to this conversation. But
Well, that's because I'm
good-
talking too much.
No, I'm so fascinated. God, that's it. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
This is so fucking interesting to me.
Well, Juji played video games, guys, as a kid and up till he was about 15, and you kind of missed the competitive era of gaming.
Yeah,
you know?
I
That's
quit.
the thing, is
I
that
stopped
this is
playing games
completely
in 2000.
different.
No,
you know?
no, it's a completely different.
It's
Did you ever
totally
play
different.
sports? You did martial arts. Did you do that competitively? It's the same thing.
Taekwondo,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's the same thing.
This is on another
Briefly,
level.
like, you actually haven't done that many competitive sports
No.
either. So it's pretty unique to your perspective, and it's completely different. I mean, it's only been really accepted, quote unquote, in modern culture, esports in the last like 3 or 4 years. It's only become like a okay thing to do.
Yeah,
you
social
know?
media has grown too, so you can actually share it and you can actually connect.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so instead of running LANs as like, hey, people who I'm in school with, come and play this Halo
yeah,
tournament
they
in
call
my
you
house.
on a landline.
Yeah, instead of that, they're like, here's this Twitch stream that's getting more views than professional sports,
Right?
And
Yeah.
they like deal with it.
Yeah, Title
Money-
One is getting 380,000 viewers, right?
Yeah, there's a different way to put it, as money
Yeah.
talks. So it's like
Yeah.
people can't really deny when esports is bringing
You took
in.
that
Right,
many
right.
people and stuck
Yeah.
them in a stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's it's super unique. And going back to like the balance, I found that I streamed online poker before, and it was a little different because I was making money on that, and streaming was just, I was doing it because I like the chat interaction
Right,
and being
right.
educational and that type of stuff, and
for sure.
talking about maths. But I've been streaming video games recently, and it's going to go to more of a schedule like yours pretty
Cool.
soon. And I was realizing, like, I've just been doing some test streams to get used to it and get back into it. And I was like, once I hit a certain mark, my energy levels go down. I'm really just playing the game to play the game. I'm not. I'm getting frustrated. I'm not as an entertainer.
Right.
Like I'm trying to be. That's what our YouTube channel is. That's what our Twitch channel is, and it's a whole different animal.
Yeah, and that depends on what your goals are.
Yeah.
Are your goals to be an entertainer?
Yeah.
If so, stream from when you have your good energy.
Oh yeah.
Take a break when you're done.
Oh, it's all about entertaining. I'm trash at games.
Yeah, but if you're trying to be good at the game, sometimes you have good energy for the first part of your stream, and then the little while later you're like, we gotta buckle down and we gotta win. So you gotta get focused, and you entertain when you can. But that's once again, how do you use your time? How do you use your energy? And how do you balance those things out? Because different goals will have different distributions of how you decide to use your time and energy. Sure.
Yeah. Well, Juji, do you want to do a little Q&A here with Badge at this point? I think we've been going for about an hour and a half.
Nice. Go team.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Here's some questions.
So, okay, chat. We're going to ask you to ask some questions for Bajheera.
You guys should ask questions for you guys, too.
Yeah, on your chat.
Because you're here, so go ahead and if you have any questions for these two guys, hit them.
Bang it out, yeah.
Hit them.
But our chat, it's definitely more on the fitness side right now.
Bring it.
I'm guessing, but we'll see if some folks ask some questions about games, streaming. We did have one question before, which was, when is Badge going to get kids? I think was the the question.
We'll see. We'll see.
Over to our chat.
I was
kids,
telling
not animals.
I was telling these two that the next addition to our family will probably be human. When exactly that will happen, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? But
Are you excited? Have you wanted to be a father?
I think being a dad would be awesome.
Yeah, I think you'd be a really good dad.
I think
it's pretty clear.
I think that'd be a tough job. But
yeah.
I would be very, very grateful if we were, able to have little ones. So we'll see how that develops. Maybe even we'll see how it develops even moving forward for this year. We shall see.
Sweet, man. That's great. That's a big step.
It would be. It will change everything.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
Let's see. I'm looking at your chat at the same time as mine too.
Go for it.
Ooh, there's Juji. How did you meet Antoine Vaillant?
Where is that? I don't see that.
It's in his chat.
Oh,
Yours
okay.
chat.
Well, I don't see it over there either. Oh, okay. I've known Antoine Vaillant since 2002, and really what happened is I opened my first website online. It's called Tricks Tutorials, where I basically made a bunch of tutorial videos and stuff for how to do acrobatic tricks and stuff, and he was one of the first people that contact me out of a website. So literally the second day that it was open, I get this email from some and this is new to me. This is all new to me. This is strangers on the internet just emailing me, talking to me. I had a little forum when forums used to exist, and he was one of the first people to ever contact me through something that I made online, and then I just made friends with the guy, and that was it. And it's just interesting to see that we both turned out the way we did. And
That's pretty cool.
I mean, you've made more internet friends, like friends on the internet who have become some of your best friends, I think, than I'm just estimating here, than you've made in real life who have become your right. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much all.
I can only think of maybe 2 people in my head right now that there's people I've met in real life that have become friends that are still my friends.
That's crazy.
Maybe 2 or 3 people.
That's the internet, baby.
The internet
is power.
Yeah, I'm a child of the internet, man.
Yeah.
I think we all are.
Yep.
You
can't deny that. Seeing our situation is
definitely.
Who is Larry Enticer? Do you know who he is?
Idea.
I have no idea who that is. Narby Nature, but we can ask Bajheera, do you send it?
I cannot comment on
He's
that one.
Sent.
I am
best
so out of the loop.
SNES RPG.
Earthbound.
I was a big fan of The Secret of Mana and Evermore. Those are my 2 favorites.
Nice. What's up? Mine?
You too?
Oh, SNES RPG. I can't even think back to SNES. It's hard for me to remember. I just loved Ogre Battle for N64.
Okay, yeah.
It was.
I had that. Can I tell you a funny story about that one?
Yeah.
Ogre Battle?
Yeah, so I was really like, I had researched the game. I really wanted it, and for some reason my mom just really wouldn't buy it for me. She really didn't think it was a good fit for me until I finally went to Toys R Us and showed her, this is Orgy Battle. This is what I want.
Oh my god!
Like, this is the game I've been telling you about, Orgy Battle.
Did you say it like that?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That's why she wouldn't get it to me, or get it for me, because I kept calling it Orgy Battle instead of Ogre Battle.
It just
so,
switched something in her mind.
right.
It's like,
Yeah,
no.
so when she was listening to me talk about this game called Orgy Battle, she's like, probably not the game for you. I don't think we're gonna get that. But then when I finally showed her what it was, she was like, "Oh, you poor thing," and then she got it for me.
Gosh,
Good. I'm glad you got your orgy battle on.
Yeah, me too.
I remember calling it orgy battle as well. Juji, how did you decide working out would be your career?
Yeah, I did never decide it would be my career. It's just
Yeah.
something I've always done, and then I would be doing it even if I wasn't getting paid for it because I did that for 19 years. And then I just started to play around with making it a business on the side of my day job. And then I started making way more money doing that than my day job, and I was like, why?
Yep, when that happens.
That was it. I mean, for me, there was no plunge into the unknown. There was no uncertainty. It was just math. It was just straight up math. I was like, just why?
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I don't even want to work I didn't mind my day job. It was an okay job. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my destiny.
Right.
Yeah, and that was about a year ago.
It was 1 year ago.
1 year ago.
December 30th.
Anniversary, bro.
Yeah.
Cool.
That.
Yeah.
Let's give it a little here you
Oh
go.
my god, you guys are
Little
too
present.
much, man.
Little present. Little 1 year present.
You guys are so silly.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just habitual, you know.
Yeah, just recreational.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It feels this one gets more potent every time. All right,
shake it up, yeah.
Bajheera, how extensive was your knowledge in marketing when you began to stream full time?
Marketing?
Yeah,
Very little.
yeah,
Still probably don't have very much experience in marketing. And you can tell by the fact that when somebody says, "What was your knowledge of marketing?" I'm like, "Exactly is marketing." I guess like getting yourself out there, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, like it's hard for me to describe this without sounding stupid. I've pretty much just done what felt right. So and do it, like experiment.
Yeah, yeah.
Like don't just make sure. I think that the phrase that my dad repeated was define your narrative. Right?
Yeah.
What's your narrative? And I kind of call that the path now. So do things that are within the path. Like explore, try things that seem interesting in terms of like how you present yourself or how you get yourself out there. But do things in a way that you think they should be done and see what happens and adjust. So I would like say on Facebook, hey, I'm streaming or whatever else.
Yeah.
And if we were reaching out to a company like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, these are our numbers, this is why I'm interested in working together or something like that. But I was just doing that in a very like probably unprofessional but very like genuine to myself way.
Sure.
And it has led me to here, and I guess that's okay. But I definitely have a whole lot to learn.
Yeah.
But I think that it is important that you
Well,
present
we all
yourself
do.
the way
This
you want to
is
be presented.
Yeah, it's
Right.
it's a completely like you said, you just were genuine, dude. That goes a long way on the genuine and discipline and consistency.
At least those are the goals. Those
Yeah.
are the goals.
Yeah,
I talk about it a lot, but I'm still not perfect at any of those things.
Oh,
So.
right. I mean, no one is,
Yeah.
man. Except if you're Bruce Lee or Bruce Lee. Wait,
Bruce Lee.
He's
Who's
pretty.
Bruce Lee?
He was pretty.
Who is Bruce Lee?
He was certainly a
Was that
master at
just-
his craft. That's for
Who's
sure.
Bruce Lee, guys?
He was a kung fu
Discipline.
actor.
Discipline.
That's right.
Yeah, I just said a
Actor?
random name.
I mean, he did act in movies, but he's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
a master.
Yeah. Okay. I just completely just blacked out when I said Bruce Lee there.
Here.
It was sick.
One more blast,
Bajheera, you talked about how you're going to do your physique competition
Yeah,
at the
I
end
want
of
to
the
do one.
year.
I want to do one at the end of this year.
User Nuggern.
Okay.
Nuggern asks, will he still continue with bodybuilding, or do you want to try something else like Olympic lifting or powerlifting?
I think if I was going to go a different
strongman.
direction, I think that powerlifting would probably be really fun.
Yeah.
I think that competing in physique is a good category for me right now in my goals. But I think that if I was going to train for something else, powerlifting would be it. Because I spent a lot of time in the sort of, I'm not like aesthetic now, but I spent a lot of time more training for aesthetics than strength. And so I have
He's not aesthetic now.
I have a long history of trying to gain muscle and just put in work. So now I feel like I'm not that big, but I feel like I'm bigger than I am strong. So I feel like if I could take some of the muscle mass and the sort of muscle, I don't know, maturity that I have and apply that to strength, I could definitely get a lot stronger, but I could probably also grow too.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say this too, is that it's a lot more fun to train for strength than hypertrophy when you're bulking for like 3-4 years.
Oh yeah, dude, bulking is sick.
Yeah, in between competitions, like I want to stay maybe like a little bit relatively lean, I guess, but it is not fun to train for hypertrophy for 4 years. It's a lot more fun to train for strength than bulking.
That's intense.
So I'd probably rather train for powerlifting at some point after my physique competition. We'll probably have to gain some weight back, gain some strength back, and then start thinking about power for a more long-term bulk, depending on how this competition season goes. We'll see.
Cool. Let's see. What was the first MMO you guys got hyped for? Juji and Tom. Juji has not played an MMO before, thank God. we're glad for him, because I feel like he would just destroy it as a kid.
Destroy it as a kid.
Yeah, you would just play the shit out of it.
It's too much fun.
Bajheera got into WoW in his 20s, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little different mindset.
I had established like a little bit of self-control and discipline by that point.
I played Star Wars Galaxies, guys.
Oh wow!
And I believe I was 13 or 14 when I started playing MMOs. Star Wars Galaxies was that was an OG MMO, you know, and it was broken beyond belief as well. It was great. You could, there were times when they'd open a new area and you could unplug your dial-up and auto run into the invisible wall, replug it back in, and you're in the new area.
Oh my gosh!
That kind of level of new MMO.
Wow.
That sort of level of ingenuity on some.
Oh yeah, we figured out some weird hacks for that game. It was odd. I played a Wookiee. If anyone played SWG, I was a Wookiee. No, but this is the thing with that game, dude. You won't believe this. That game. There were maybe 10 races, right?
Yeah.
The Star Wars races. Okay, so 9 out of the 10 races. This is 98% of the player base, at least 99% maybe, could wear armor, full armor, right? It's just like wow, everyone has an armor slot. They can put armor in, right? Wookiees did not have armor for the majority of the game. No, not at all.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Why'd you play that?
Because I thought it would be interesting to be in the inferior position.
Did they become way powerful later on though?
No, never.
They were just always bad.
No, they were literally the disenfranchised minority of the video game. And then they gave them armor, right? Okay. Everybody else could wear 8, 9 pieces, something like that. Wookiees could wear 5 pieces.
Sick.
So you could get crit in the head and just die.
Awesome.
And armor was so pivotal in resistances that it was I kept playing it because I was so stubborn, right? I was like a 14-year-old kid. I'm like, I'm going to be the best Wookiee. I'm going to be the best. And I was the only one who would play it,
My God.
So that's my experience with the first MMO, and it was just hilarious because it was just broken. And,
that is too funny.
And then I brought my guild, went over to World of Warcraft from there. So we played beta, closed beta, and open beta.
That's
and all
crazy.
That. Yeah, and then I went, we wiped on Molten Core. We wiped on the trash mobs for 2 months,
Great.
Yeah, it's old school stuff.
Getting crit in the head of the trash mob.
So that's my MMO story. Best exercise beginner for training rear delts. Whew.
Is that on his?
That's from his chat.
Okay.
What are you going?
For me?
Yeah,
rear delts?
Yeah.
I like the machine in the gym.
I need some rear delt action.
Well, you don't have the machine that's going to help.
And what do rear delts help?
That
They make your back look big.
That would have been the first question that I asked is what equipment do you have access to?
So if you're at a gym, there's a pec deck. Not a pec deck, a chest fly machine.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's all the swivel thing up top with the knob. Everyone's seen it. You reverse it. You do rear delts on that for high reps, like 30 rep sets. And rear delts are one of those exercises or one of those muscle groups in that particular exercise where it's a rule of 40%. Just when you think you've gone to completion, you've gone all the way you could, you've only gone 40%. You just got to keep going.
Keep hammering them.
Yeah, it's a really, it's so, but the important thing about training rear delts is that it protects you from injury a lot for the chest, but also it's the part that when you build it up, it actually makes your shoulder look the way big shoulders are supposed to look.
Yeah.
And you can train rear delts by doing a lot of back stuff.
Yeah.
Because they get pulled, and that's why my rear delts were actually catching up to my front delts before I even started really doing rear delt stuff as I did throwing and deadlifting.
Right.
So they're pulling back to brace.
Yep.
Interesting.
So if you don't have access to that machine, you can do some other things like just attach some straps to something like a rack and just pull yourself back. Just anything that's just going to resist right there.
Any high row. Anything that's so
Yeah.
just take your hand and learn what it feels like to flex your rear delt. Like that's a good thing to do anytime is learn how to flex a muscle and then apply resistance to that movement. And then you'll learn how to flex that muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Full-time streamer, Bajheera, yes, he is. Have a large following. Sponsored by BB.com. What's the next step for you? Asks user Zertunami.
That has always been a great question. That's always been a question that people have asked me, and I think that the best way for me to live answering that question is just to continue to do the things that are working and that I'm enjoying now, and just keep your head up for opportunities as they present themselves. Just stay willing to self-analyze and see if what you're doing is working, see if it's keeping you on the path, and if it's not, being able to make a change. A small example of that is the fact that I've been slowly over time shifting more of my time and effort onto Twitch because it's, for me, more productive and fulfilling than YouTube. Not that I have just quit doing YouTube altogether.
Right.
I still do the things that have gotten me here. I still do the things that I like to do, but the shift has put me more into the side of Twitch. And if a situation arose where I needed to do a shift to somewhere else, then I would hopefully be able to do that. Yeah. But I think that what allows me, we talked about this earlier, is like diversifying your portfolio, right? Not to stretch yourself too thin, but to continue to be willing and able to say, I want to do all the things I'm doing now, but I need to do a little bit more. So, like, the addition a couple years back of me being able to do hosting and casting for WoW tournaments, that was something that I didn't say. I wasn't sitting there saying, I really want to get involved in the WoW Esports program. How do I make this happen? They actually approached me and said, would you be interested? And I said, yes. You know what? Yes. Let's do this. This is something I have not done before. I have no experience, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to learn by doing and get better at it. And then, 3 years down the line, this, the third year in a row hosting BlizzCon, hopefully we get to be part of it again this next fourth year because the program's been growing and improving every time. But you just continue to find the things that are on the path for you that make either make use of your skills or allow you to build new skills that are, hi boy, we're still talking, that are skills that you want to have. But yeah, that's a tough question to answer, but I think the way I answered it is just keep doing your thing and keep your head up for new opportunities as they present themselves.
Cool, man. When would you feel, this is kind of goes along with this from Horlock, when would you feel a goal is accomplished? And when do you stop up in that bar and move on to another goal?
Is it like physical bar, like weightlifting goal, or like
it's general? It seems like.
When do I feel like a goal is accomplished? It's tough because especially with me, if I have a particular goal, like one thing that I want to do, this one thing. Yeah. A lot of times, it's a situation where as soon as you accomplish that goal, it's like, okay, what next? Mm-hmm. It's not like okay, I accomplished the goal and now I'm done, right? It's not like I'm satisfied. Right. I mean, that's not a good problem. I mean, that's not a good attitude to have. Like, I'm definitely, for example, like the physique thing, one muscle beach men's physique, really cool, really proud of that, 100% satisfied with my physique that time, 100% satisfied with my experience and my performance, but I want to do better next time. Yeah. Maybe I get rank 1 in World of Warcraft, or I get gladiator rank in WoW. Eventually, I want to get rank 1. We get rank 1. It's like fantastic. That's awesome. At some point in the future, I'm probably going to want to get rank 1 again. Or maybe I'll get rank 1 in a different class, or I want to get rank 1 on both characters, or I want to get rank 1 for my Horde Warrior now, which is more like the goal. Whether I'm actively pursuing that goal right now, it's like whatever. But yeah, I will always want to do better, I think. Yeah. So as soon as I set a goal for myself and accomplish it, be excited, be happy, be proud, enjoy the moment. But pretty much for me, nearly immediately, I'm already setting my sights on the next thing. Cool. So how do you know when how do you know when to raise the bar? I mean, if you don't have a clear goal, then it might be not. You might have a rough time saying, okay, when should I do the next thing? But if you make a clear goal for yourself, even if it's a small goal, a small jump, that allows you to go to that next thing. I think that was the question. Yeah.
On that, no, it's you're saying it's not like I've climbed halfway up Mount Kilimanjaro and I'm still climbing and my goal is done and I'm trying to make a doctor disrespect meme. We're not going to do that.
I was with you for a second there. Okay, let's see where this is
going. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Let me look for some questions.
Hi.
We've got some cats. Juji and Bajheera are both insanely addicted to cats, guys.
That's true.
That is an addiction.
That's an addiction.
Yeah, that's a cat addiction.
Gotta love
I
these
got
little
cat
guys.
goals. So
Cat goals.
speaking of goals, always looking for the next one. You got 5 cats.
I told you.
Are you looking for a 6th one now?
No, I think, like I said, I think the next addition to our family should be a human addition.
Okay.
But we'll see about that. I said that at 3 too.
They're giving up on cats.
No, not giving up.
Not yet.
Just pressuring you to give
We're
them
gonna
cats.
love these ones that we got, and just as hard as we can.
And let's see. Somebody at Pray for Heroes asked, I don't really eat veggies. Feel like it's preventing noticeable gains. Are there supplements? I'll just answer real briefly. I mean, eating is always going to be better. Just eat a bunch of vegetables. You're going to feel better. You're going to do better. But Juji and I both supplement a lot with. He's got a greens powder. We do juices, like real the more terrible the juice tastes, most likely the better it's going to be for you. And that's just an easy way to fit things in. You know, yeah, eating vegetables is probably unequivocally better, but yeah, just
I mean,
fit it
I
in.
go by feel sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 32. I'm not 22 anymore. And,
Right.
you know, when you go from 22 to 32, your body feels different depending on what you put in it. You can feel good eating crap at 22. You'll feel better if you eat good at 22. But when you're 32, there's less room for error. And I can
Right.
tell a huge difference from when I'm eating vegetables and drinking fruit and vegetable juices than when I'm not. I mean, there's usually a day lag of eating crap before I start to feel it and catches up.
Right.
But it's there. It's real. It's like, it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have to. Yeah, it's pretty cool though now,
Right.
Because I can definitely tell it's working.
Yeah.
Whereas with supplements and eating healthy and stuff you don't feel the difference as quick when you're in your early 20s. So it's not as
Right.
You're not as reinforced to eat healthy and stuff.
Right, that's the thing. We had Nikolai Myers on the podcast, the last podcast, with Brian Alsru and Joey Statmary, and the dude is young.
That's what I was talking about. His little stompy feet.
Oh, he's super strong and eats Sour Patch Kids and just oftentimes garbage, you know.
Yeah.
And he's fine right now, you
Yeah.
know. But once you get to the 30s, it's another story,
You
man.
feel different.
Well, guys, we're going almost for 2 hours, and I feel like Juji and I gotta go to LA. Right now.
You guys still got some driving to do.
Yeah, but we waited it out with traffic. So.
That's the right
there's gonna be
plan.
no traffic, and
Yeah.
hopefully the rain has stopped. But we appreciate y'all for coming out here. We just
I
fit
know.
this podcast in
You
with
can't go over to the keyboards.
Bajheera, which is pretty dope. I mean, we did a lot. We had a great stream today, great workout stream. If you guys didn't see it, you can check out the VOD on Bajheera's channel, twitch.tv/Bajheera, Bagheera. And we are looking for sponsors for the podcast, the OK Podcast, which is a weekly podcast. This week is multiple, but if you guys are listening to this and you want to sponsor it, we've got an opportunity for you. We're going to say some weird things, most likely similar to H3H3's sponsors on their podcast. Maybe talk about scrotums, maybe talk about beards, maybe talk about marrying your cat. Either way, you're going to have a great sponsorship with the OK Podcast. So we appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you, Bajheera.
Thank you.
Oh,
Bajheera.
yeah.
You are
It's super fascinating.
the best.
Yeah.
This is
It's
one.
amazing
This is the
person.
one of our, like when we collaborate with Brian Alsru, it's just we feel good because he's just on the same page as us, and
Yeah,
I
he's a
felt
cool guy.
that today.
Good.
I like working with people where I'm learning so much my head's about to explode.
Yeah,
That's
You
what
sure
it's
that's not
like.
just the ammonia?
No, I'm sure.
Okay. Good.
yeah.
Well, it's been a blast hanging out with you guys. Obviously, hopefully we can continue to hang out in the ways that we can, even if it's across the country. But today's been an awesome day chilling with you guys, and I appreciate appreciate you guys letting me be part of your project in
Cool,
a little
man.
bit today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's just the start of a relationship. Of
Yes,
the,
indeed.
The
Yes,
Baz, the
indeed.
Juge, and the Tom.
That's right.
If you guys want, if you're on Bajheera's stream and you haven't followed us yet, you can ! Juji and check out twitch.tv/OKAthletes, our YouTube, all that stuff. We post daily videos, and it's pretty fun. So we're gonna end it on that, Juji. You know how to end it, brother.
All right. Thank you guys for coming. You are okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of like a question, but
Yeah. It's
we
a
know,
question
I
mark.
finished it.
All right.
You are okay.
All right. I guess that we probably should also end it on our end as well. Thank you for chilling. It's been a pretty awesome day of games and gains. I'm pretty sure that I might log in and raid tonight. So we might even do a 4th stream PogChamp today, but we're going to make sure that these guys get sent off safe and sound, maybe a little bit of food and water along the way as well. But hope you guys enjoyed the little Games and Gains podcast. Definitely appreciate you guys hanging out. It's been a really fun day, like I said, but we'll be seeing you guys hopefully later tonight. You'll be seeing these guys, like 2-3 days a week on the OK Athlete stream for...
Actually, it's going to be 7 days a week.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's going to be... we do Monday, Wednesday workout streams, Friday podcast, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be gaming.
There you go. So you mentioned it was 3 workout streams is what it was.
Yes.
It's going to be content every day. Okay.
But we're going to be going nuts, so guys.
Good. So make sure you guys check them out at OK Athletes. Once again, ! Juji in the chat will get you all their information. But you guys own. Definitely thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed the slightly different style of content today. But either way, appreciate the love. And we'll be seeing you guys hopefully on the WoW stream later today. But until then, thanks for watching and peace!